Hey guys, it's Anna from Bright Lane Gardens, and I just wanted to do a quick video for you today on how we take care of our tall grasses out back. We have several patches of the tall decorative grass, just like the tiger grass you see behind me here, spread across our property. And in the fall, it's one of the things that we do like to clean up in the fall versus the spring, mostly because we get a lot of heavy snow up here in northern Michigan, and the heavy snowfall that sits on top of those grasses, if they're not cut, can be really damaging to the base of the grasses and can impact the way that they regrow the following spring. So these guys I really like to take care of in the fall. Since we have so many of these, it can be a tedious process for us, but I have a little hack that I've been using since we moved into this property that I'm going to share with you today. Time frame wise, it's early October here in northern Michigan right now. I usually shoot to get these more towards late October or even early November. But today I was just working on a couple things out in the yard, and I figured it'd be a great opportunity to go ahead and show you guys our process for taking down some of our taller grasses. The biggest tip that I have to share with you today is to invest in a high quality, easy to use hedge trimmer. This is an electric hedge trimmer by Ryobi. It's called the Hedge Sweep. This is by a long shot my top used yard tool. It's super lightweight, really easy for me to maneuver and handle. The battery has a long lasting battery life, and the blade we haven't had to sharpen yet. So overall, it's a really high quality tool, and I'll show you a couple of reasons why I like this so much. The battery system on the Ryobi Hedge Sweep is a universal battery system, which means that this battery does fit all of my other Ryobi yard tools, which is hugely beneficial in terms of making sure we constantly have a store of fully charged batteries ready to go for a wide variety of yard tools. It's super easy to pop in and out of here, so I can actually go around and do all of the tall grasses around the yard on just a couple batteries, but they're really easy to swap in and out as I do it. So looking at your grass here, as you can see, most of this is still green. This will start to turn brown more towards November, early December even. It's okay to cut it when it's green. As long as it has the tassels at the top, it does mean it's done producing new blades of grass. So at that point, it's safe to go ahead and chop there. I usually like to leave a 2 to 3 inch gap between the surface of the soil and where I'm going to cut. So you want to leave a little 2 to 3 inch tail after you cut. First, you want to plan on what direction you're going to cut in. You usually want to keep this going all in one direction so you get a nice even trim on the top layer there. It's okay if it's a little uneven, but in terms of how it looks, it takes a little bit in the spring for this grass to start to regrow, so you really don't want a super uneven hedge here, otherwise you will notice it in the early months of the spring. I'm going to trim left to right here, just so all of my grass will fall outwards and it's easy for me to collect and throw in the wagon. Have a nice firm grip on your hedge trimmers and get a good posture that will enable you to try to get this in one even sweep. From there, with firm pressure, go ahead and try to level out the entire patch of your decorative grass. Once I make my first sweep, I like to go ahead and clean up my trimmings first before I go back and capture any blades of grass that I missed. As you might have noticed, I missed a nice big patch out back here, and there's a couple up front that I want to trim a little bit lower just to make them level with the rest of the surface. Try to clean up the space that you cut as much as you can. A lot of times trimmings can introduce root rot or bacterial growth that we just don't want anywhere near the base of our plants. So I did clean that up as much as I can. One little pro tip is these make really fun fall decorations. So if you're into kind of tying stuff around columns on the front of your house, your tall grasses with the tassels can be a fun decoration to add. Another tall variety of grass that we have here on the property is my tall papyrus grass behind me. This is an aquatic grass, so it actually grows in like a side bog along this pond here. This is one that we absolutely need to have cleaned out every fall because we do put a net over the pond to A, help prevent the fish from getting scooped up by some of our critters around here, and B, it really helps prevent some of those leaves flowing into the pond, so it helps with spring cleanup quite a bit. I'm going to use my same process on this grass no matter what. So I want to leave my 2 to 3 inch tail right at the base there. Try to do it in one clean, even sweep and keep the surface as level as I can. This one is just a little bit more complicated than my patch of grass that I did over there, mostly because it's so deep and I can only access it from one side. So I am going to have to do at least 2 to 3 rounds to get all of the grass in this area. Once we've completed our grass cutting and collection for the year, we do have a pile out back in the woods that we do stick all of our grasses in. They break down really, really easily. Some of the thicker stalks of grasses, the stalks actually turn into sticks that I use to support some of our plants at the nursery. So we really like bringing things round circle. Also, we've noticed the foxes, a lot of smaller rodents, a lot of little woodland creatures like to create dens or nests in some of the grass piles that we make out in the woods as well. We never burn our grass. It breaks down easily just on its own, and the animals seem to love it in the meantime. That's all for our short video today. I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial on how to cut down some of your taller decorative grasses. If you have any questions for me on what kind of grasses I grow back here, how I care for those grasses, or need more details on how I chop them down in the fall, please leave them in the comment section below. And if you enjoy watching this type of content and want to learn more about my garden, my landscape, and my process for everything, please subscribe and like our channel. It seriously helps out small businesses like ours so much. As always, thank you so much for tuning in with us today. I sure do appreciate you spending time on our channel, and I hope to catch you next time. Bye-bye.